All right, news in the crypto world, and I'm going to say world twice. World Liberty Financial, which has ties to the Trump family, including the president and his Mideast envoy, Steve Witkoff, is going to use Alt 5 Sigma Corporation to raise $1.5 billion for the purchase of its stablecoin WLFI token. Joining us now, World Liberty Financial co-founder and CEO Zach Witkoff, and incoming chairman of Alt 5 Sigma and World Liberty Financial co-founder and COO Zach Folkman. So
they got rules about being Zach
attack.
Thanks for having us.
It's really good to have an incoming board.
Having us this morning.
One thing I think we should just jump into is making sure that we clear up what this whole transaction.
Okay, before I even ask you a question,
wow.
you're ready. I don't have to do it. I don't have to.
Ready to go.
You know, I like this.
Ready to go.
I like this. I don't have to do anything.
I just want to make sure that people are clear that this transaction is actually about Alt 5 Sigma acquiring the WLFI token, which is the governance token behind World Liberty Financial, which is different from our stablecoin USD1, which is the fastest growing stablecoin of all time.
Okay.
And also
there's a lot of things you just said there.
USD1's is that the Tether one, or what's the Tether?
No,
we're not Tether. We have our own independent stablecoin.
Yeah.
It's called USD1. It's currently the fastest growing stablecoin in the world,
but still pales in comparison to the Tether coin or the Circle.
We're growing quite quick, Joe. We've reached $2.2 billion of market cap in just under 90 days. It took our competitors, like you said, Circle and Tether, about 3 and 5 years respectively to get to those numbers. And we also trade about $500 million of volume a day, which speaks to the demand
compared
out there.
to how much?
Circle trades, I believe, around low single-digit billions. Call it 2 to 4 billion a day. I believe last I checked, Joe.
For those uninitiated, though, because you just said a lot of things there.
Yeah, sure. And we had Alaire
Let's
on
unpack
earlier. Did you see?
We're going to unpack it all.
We're going to unpack it. Okay, so you have this one coin that you're saying is separate from this whole deal.
Yes,
correct?
World Liberty Financial.
World Liberty Financial
is the token that's part of this deal.
Correct.
Okay.
It is the governance token that sits at the center of the World Liberty Financial ecosystem.
Okay.
USD1 is our stablecoin that Zach was just explaining.
Right. That is separate and apart from this whole situation.
Well, it's all part of the same thing. World Liberty Financial, the token sits at the center of it. USD1 is one of the products that we have rolled out.
Okay.
It's the fastest growing stable coin of all time. And we're really excited to bring out some more things that are going to, really shock people.
He loves blank check companies and the way, so that's what you're basically doing. The other company existed?
Not quite, Joe.
Okay.
Not quite. There's a lot of synergies here with ALTS.
What do they do now?
So ALTS, they're a full-scale technology provider in the cryptocurrency industry, specifically with stablecoins.
Okay.
They do card issuance for retail, allowing users to actually spend their stablecoins on their credit card at the point of sale. So think gas stations, convenience stores, even your local Starbucks. And they also enable merchants to accept those stablecoins at the point of sale. They were missing two big things before this transaction, Joe. One was the direct ability to mint and redeem stablecoins. They now have access to that through this deal. And again, with the fastest growing stablecoin of all time that's institutional ready. And they were also missing a big spotlight. ALTS is an incredible company with incredible technology, like I mentioned, and we're really going to shine a light on that technology with this transaction.
Can I ask you a question about the stablecoin market and something that we talked to Jeremy Allaire about, which is there's going to be, it sounds like there's going to be more and more competitors in this space over time, and obviously a lot of banks want to get into this business as well. He made the argument that there's a lot of network effects, that there's actually maybe only going to be a couple of big winners because of the network effects. Is that how you see it? Or do you see, if we were sitting all together 3 years from now, that there would be a dozen players in this space?
That's a great question. So I kind of agree with him, and I believe that USD1 is going to be one of the leaders of the space. We have a very unique team. Myself, one of our co-founders, Chase Hero, our head of growth, our CTO, we all come from a crypto and DeFi background. All of us have been in the space for over 10 years at this point. We also are joined by the Witkoffs and the Trump family, who have deep relationships and experience in the TradFi business. There has never been a company like this maybe in the history of finance, that brings visionaries and people who have the relationships and the experience together to create something so unique. And one other thing that I want to point out is USD1, we just announced the first ever point program for a stablecoin ever. So what that means is users of USD1 are going to be able to earn loyalty points similar to airline miles or credit card points for holding, transacting, and using USD1. This has never been done before, and it's going to create massive, massive effects for the growth.
Which raises the next question. Explain the economics of the way your stablecoin, USD1, works relative, for example, to what Jeremy Allaire is doing, and how there's where the money is that effectively pays for the loyalty programs.
Yeah, so that's a great point. Unlike our competitor, we have no long-term rev share deal with any of our distribution partner. So while we're only 1/30th the market cap of Circle, we are already far more profitable than they are. Now, that's because Circle and Coinbase made a deal a long time ago that Coinbase gets 60% of the revenue that comes from Circle, regardless of what happens in perpetuity. USD1 is completely chain and distribution partner agnostic. So all of the listings, all of the Binance listings and all the other exchange listings that we have was earned business, whereas Circle pays for play. Because Circle is owned by Coinbase, other exchanges don't want to work with them. They're being paid to work with them. But they view working with Circle as doing a deal with the devil because they're directly supporting their competitor.
What do you really think?
I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. It's a USD1 future.
But can I view, ALTS, Alt 5 Sigma is still going to, I mean, it's a small company right now. It's going to become a treasury company holding your coin. So the 1.5 billion goes to buy the coin. And then it's a treasury company like Strategy or something?
Well, before we get into that, there is direct synergy between USD1 and Alt 5 Sigma, which is something that we've never seen in a previous treasury deal.
It's a really tiny little company, right? It's Alt 5.
It's bigger than the other companies.
It's a $100 million company.
They were turning away, actually, a lot of revenue, actually hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue because of what I spoke about earlier in this program. They were missing the direct ability to mint and redeem stablecoins. But I will say, I'll add to that, Joe. If you look at the pre-market, I looked at it right before I stepped on set for the World Liberty Financial Token. Our token trades somewhere between 35 and 90 cents. That represents a $35 to $90 billion fully diluted valuation. Alt 5 Sigma acquired these tokens at a 20-cent valuation. If you take the simple average of the pre-market trading, Joe, you come up with a valuation around 56 cents. That means that based on Alt 5's acquisition, they acquired these tokens around a 64% discount, which we think is going to be quite accretive for shareholders. It also means that based on yesterday's closing price, our NAV is trading somewhere around 0.6 to 0.2.
I have just one thing a note that was just sent to me. Tell me if this is right. That it is true that Circle allocated about 60% of its reserve income to distribution partners, but not all to Coinbase itself.
You're going to have to check with their filing, but at the end of the day, they are far less profitable because they're paying for play. And that's the thing that we need to keep in mind. USD1 has earned its business everywhere we're being distributed, and we make much better partners because we don't support anybody's competitor.
Final question, maybe a little hard, but kind of fun. Should CZ get a pardon? What do you think?
We're not in the pardon business. We've said it several times. We are not a political organization. We are a business. He's obviously, a guy that's built an incredible business. I'll also add that he's quite charitable. He spends his life now, on education and fixing the broken education system. Someone we have a lot of, respect for in the way he's built his business and the way he leads his life. But, that's where it ends, Andrew.